Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Slaughter, and today we'll be discussing South Africa trade analysis. The agenda: introduction, South Africa's trade overview, 5 natural resources that changed the world, South Africa's exports, export companies, South Africa's imports, foreign direct investments, advantages of investments, disadvantages of investments, government policies, and investment opportunities, and conclusion. South Africa has a population of about 48 million, a GDP about 350 billion US, a GDP per capita of $6,617. It is an emerging nation with an abundance of natural resources. An in-depth analysis of South Africa's exports, imports, and trade policies to determine an investment opportunity. South Africa trade overview. South Africa is a middle-income emerging market with abundant supply of natural resources. The developed financial, legal, and communication, energy, and transport sectors, and a stock exchange that is 16th in the largest in the world. 5 South African natural resources that have changed the world. Gold. South Africa produces more than 10% of the world's gold. Its gold exports are worth billions of dollars. The country has about 50% of the global gold reserves. Most of the gold are exported to various countries. Diamonds. There are several diamond mines in the country and it exports millions of carats every year. Ferrochrome, or charged chrome. South Africa is the home 72% of the global's chromite reserves. Platinum. South Africa has more than 80% of the globe's platinum reserves. This has helped to make its platinum mining industry one of the most successful. South Africa and Russia produces about 90% of the world's platinum. Vanadium, a steel additive. South Africa produces about 23% of vanadium. South Africa's export. South Africa has shipped almost 74.1 billion worth of goods around the globe in 2016. It was up 37.6% since 2009. Therefore, exports accounts for about 10% of the total South African economic output. 30% of South African exports by value are delivered to Asian importers. 28% are sold to other African countries. South Africa ships another 24.4% to Europe, and 8.1% is delivered to destinations in North America. As the export items, the fastest growing top export category over the last 7 years, starting from 2009, were vehicles, which are up 83.4%. Fruits and nuts up 78.3%, led by citrus fruits, electric machinery and equipment up 45.3%, which was led by mobile phones, and gems and precious metals up 41.9%, which is led by gold and imitation jewelry. Export companies. Export companies listed here, 15 of the South African corporations are ranked among Forbes' top global 2000 for the year 2015. South Africa imports. South Africa imports approximately 74.7 billion worth of goods around the globe in 2016, up 17.2% since 2009, but is down 6.1% from 2015 to 2016. Given South Africa's population, its total import of 74.7 billion in 2016 import translates roughly to about 1,400 in yearly product demand from every person in the country. Products imported the highest dollar value in South Africa's import purchases during 2016. Also listed here is the percentage of the overall product percentage of the imports. Foreign direct investments. The potential attractiveness of South Africa is high compared to other countries in the region, but it is weak on foreign direct investments. The FDI influx in South Africa in 2016 increased by 38% compared to 2015. Advantages of investments. South Africa has high market potential, well-developed infrastructures, and reasonable competitive domestic economy. The country's democracy is also well established and transparent and consistent elections and appreciation of the rule of law. The country has put into place economic reforms which have led to macroeconomic stability as well as tax and customs regulations. It also has a large and active stock exchange. South Africa has shifted from its traditional industries to production and financial services, which are the main contributors to the GDP. Tourism and retail sectors are also great potentials. Disadvantages of investments. There are some increase in labor strikes in the recent years, and also caused South Africa credit rating to fall. Violent crimes and corruption continue to spread countrywide. Access to electricity is also problematic. Unemployment is high. High-skilled labor is short supply. Immigration laws make it difficult to hire foreign workers, and the import-export process can be cumbersome. Investment opportunities. The key sectors of the national economy mine mineral exports, manufacturing sector which includes railroads, synthetic fuels, mining equipment, machinery, tourism, health, and fruit production. High potential sectors are producing for outsourcing, like for call centers. Privatization of the telecommunication services and railroad lines are scheduled. The government policies. Nearly all the business sectors are open to foreign investors. Government approval is not required, and there are few restrictions on how much foreign entities can invest. Additionally, the government has put in place various measures to ensure foreign investment, including simple tax rules, investment incentives, a better regulation policy and competition, protection of intellectual rights, and investment incentives like foreign investment grants, a cash grant which provides up to 15% of value for new machinery and equipment. Skills support program, which helps employers to provide 50% of training costs and 30% of workers' salaries for improving the worker skills. And also industrial policy projects would offer tax allowances. For a list of other incentives of the FDI, please visit the Department of Trade Industry website. Conclusion. South Africa's trade on export and imports rely on the country's natural resources and the government's liberal trade incentives. Foreign direct investment stocks continue to increase the nation's GDP. After an in-depth review of South Africa's export, imports, and trade policies, a recommendation to invest in the nation's mineral production and business outsourcing. References. Any questions?